When is the right time to clean your car? Do you religiously clean it every weekend or wait till it's so dirty people start writing on it so that you can tell how good your cleaning products are? As you will all know by now, this is mine and I'm going to clean it today. It's been a month since it's last clean. On the surface it might look clean from a distance, but the wheels are covered in road, film and brake dust. The arch liners are disgusting and around the joints it's all looking desperately untidy and grubby. The birds have been using it as a toilet and the sills are revolting. The window rubbers have a mix of sand and some greenery starting to grow, so in this video I'm going to use a brand new product from Autobrite Direct called Decon Shampoo. Hello everyone and welcome back to GM Details. I'm going to keep you in suspense for a little bit longer before using the Decon Shampoo because I can't clean a car without cleaning the wheels and arches first. Granted, I don't always brush them out, but I do always rinse them. So for today, I'm using Koch Chemie Green Star Universal Cleaner or All-Purpose Cleaner to you and me. Diluted at 10:1 in this litre spray bottle, that's 90 millilitres of Green Star to just over 900 millilitres of water. It's an excellent product for this job with it having special corrosion inhibitors. That means it's more sensitive to a variety of materials in and around your vehicle, especially around brake components, and it helps reduce the risk of brake discs from oxidising too. So a liberal spraying in the wheel arch and also on the brush. You might recognise the brush as the Easy Go brush. I was asked to pronounce the name of the brand correctly as the brand is American and they don't pronounce Z as Z. So with that cleared up, I'll be using my other Easy brush later on the wheels, but if you haven't got one of these brushes and are struggling with a dish brush or even a pound shop toilet brush, then listen up. I was also thinking I don't need it, better things to be spending money on, but once I got it, I instantly knew I should have got one sooner. It makes light work of the arches, even with carpet liners, and the handle on it is really strong. Believe me, it needs to be as the bristles are quite wide, and if you don't have much space around your arches, you might struggle with it. The bristles are made from the same fibres as the other wheel brushes in the set, and they have the reputation as being some of the softest brushes for cleaning wheels on the market, so it's the perfect choice for cleaning these arches. The biggest tip I can give you for using these brushes is always start from the bottom up and don't pull the brush out from within the arch. Always return back to the bottom again to get the brush back out. That will save you from a face full of dirt and minimise possible scratching around the outer arch area. This is a carpet liner here and you can just see how effective it is. So if you want to check out any of the products used in the video, I'll put the links in the description for you to do some browsing later on, after you watch the video of course. If you enjoyed watching my wheel shampoo comparison video, then you better make sure you subscribe to the channel, as this experimental wheel shampoo is top secret at the moment. I've already said too much as it is, but once it's released, you'll see it here on GM Details, and I'm really looking forward to bringing you that video. Anyway, onwards onto the topic of today's video, Autobrite Decon Shampoo. If you're new to detailing, then you're unlikely to know what a Decon shampoo is, as there are not many of them around. Essentially, it's a paintwork intensive cleanser, a prep before applying a wax or a sealant, as it's got the potential to strip old waxes and protection that are left hanging on and gives a good clean surface for a new wax or sealant to bond to. It can also rejuvenate an existing wax or ceramic coating, so it's a very interesting product, and I'm going to apply it in this new MJJC foam lens and use it as a contact wash from a bucket. So what I'm hoping for is that it can remove the Garage Therapy Alpha wax from the bonnet that was applied at the beginning of June last year, and also deep clean the paintwork as it's looking quite dull. So in the foam lens I've got 50 millilitres of shampoo with 400 millilitres of warm water, which helps dilute the shampoo as it's quite thick. And that thickness transfers across in the foam. Well, to be fair, there isn't much that won't be thick coming out of an MJJC lens. So you may want to turn the diluting dial on the top of the lens or try not to overlap the foam, because as soon as you do that, it all breaks apart. Now, it's important to note that this isn't a pre-wash snow foam, it's a shampoo, and from what I've seen of land supplied shampoos being used in a contactless way, they're pretty much useless without the agitation of a wash mitt. But Garage Therapy's Zero Decon Shampoo works when it's applied via a lance, so it's going to be quite interesting when I come to rinse this off to see what it's done. I've turned the dilution dial half a turn back here and the consistency is slightly better, but it's still breaking apart, as you can see. With some sped up film here, you can see it's not too bad. It still dwells for up to 5 minutes covering the side panels, which is actually pretty good. So now we're at 10 minutes and there's still foam dwelling on the side panels, which after the initial breakup of the heavier foam has left a thin layer of foam to rinse away, which is admirable for a product which doesn't claim any benefits at all to leaving it to dwell, as remember, it's a shampoo, just no ordinary shampoo. I'm hoping this dwell time has had some effect on the graphene quick detailer that I applied back in February, that was 2 months ago. I went away and filled up my wash buckets, leaving the foam to dwell for just over 10 minutes since application. Rinsing off initially looked as though it had removed everything until the water started to sheet, meaning there was still some protection underneath. I'm pretty certain it's not the graphene quick detailer, as you'll see with other parts of the car in a few seconds, but it's not to say the product hasn't done a good job, far from it. Its ability to remove old waxes and sealants is only part of what this product can do. But it has indeed refreshed the wax, which is now about 11 months old from a single test application. That's another video you could watch if you're interested. You'll find that link in the description. Rinsing off on the windscreen, you'll see it's leaving no residue behind, which might allow rinsing via a garden hose, which would again be consistent with the product being a shampoo rather than a pre-wash snow foam. What about cleaning power? Well, as I hinted earlier, a shampoo just won't clean contactless, and with some of the tougher grime on the lower parts of the car, it's not touching any of it. But later in the video, when I use it with a wash mitt, you'll see if it cleans any better then. These bird bombs have been on the car for less than a day, so it's not had any time to embed itself into the clear coat, and I'm really surprised the shampoo has had little effect softening them. There's a great comparison here between the side window and the windscreen. Protection on the side window, I don't use any protection on the windscreen. Bug removal though, I would say the shampoo's had little to no effect on softening the remains of the bugs, and what has been removed has just been from the pressure washer. Side panels, well, there's pretty much nothing happening here, so in my opinion, using 50 millilitres in a snow foam lance, that's a pound's worth of product, has been disappointing in terms of grime removal, but as for refreshing protection, it's been surprisingly good. But in future, I don't think I'll waste my time or the product using it this way. Whatever was left in the snow foam lance, I tipped that into the wash bucket and I'm topping up to somewhere near the higher concentration for heavy soiling, and that certainly delivers a bucket full of luxurious, thick, creamy suds, and the pear drop scent, which I thought smelled more of banana, fills the air, making the Decon shampoo a joy to use. I'm using it with the Garage Therapy microfiber wash pad here, and it ticks all the shampoo cliche boxes with it being slick, sudsy and smelling fantastic. That's all very well, but it's the ability of removing the old waxes and sealants that I'm interested in here, particularly as if you've just bought a new wax, you want it to last and look at its best for you, so you need a product that you can rely on to completely remove the remains of what you last used. Now you can use this either as a maintenance shampoo or a more intense decontamination wash. If you think this is the product that will remove the need for fallout or tar removal, it's not. But what it will do with a little bit of effort is remove the dull build-up layer covering your car. On white cars you'll see it as a sort of yellowness to the paint. It won't remove embedded contamination that feels rough to the touch. You could try Maguire's Wash Plus for that. That's a shampoo that contains a sort of abrasive polish in it that'll cleanse your paint in a slightly more aggressive way. Autobrite Decon Shampoo is for enthusiasts that don't let their cars get too far gone that it needs a whole day just to cleanse the paint. So I'll try and demonstrate its cleaning power here. I've cleaned the door and the wing but left the side skirt. So while I awkwardly try and clean it without you just seeing the back of my head, it's removing the yellowness that was there before, and the panel is now matching the wing and the door. Fantastic. It's difficult to see it on video, but hopefully a photograph might help. The left side hasn't been cleaned where the right side has. The difference is incredible when you're using it, and it's evident it's working right in front of your own eyes. So it's a brilliant paint cleanser without using abrasives. Has it removed the Garage Therapy Alpha Wax from the bonnet? From this angle it certainly looks like the panel is flooding water, but this handheld shot actually looks like it's refreshed, unclogged, restored some of the wax's protection qualities. I feel if you wanted to remove the wax completely, it would probably require a machine polish to do so. As for the graphene quick detailer, yes, it's removed that easily. Further testing on waxes and maybe even a comparison with Garage Therapy Zero Decon might be something worth doing. So now I've just had a message to go and pick up my daughter from work, so I've just got time for something to help dry the car off. Angelwax Blue Rinse was probably one of the first land supplied rinse aids, and you really don't hear many people using it now. I've got a couple of applications left in the bottle, so I've dug out my eBay generic lands I use for sealants etc. to apply it. It's diluted at 5:1, so I think you could easily get around the car with 400ml, so I've just used 50ml of the Blue Rinse and added it to 350ml of water. I should really be using 66ml, but I think in my rush I was using 50ml of Decon shampoo all day. It's stuck in my head. So this is a water-based spray-on rinse-off wax designed to help drying and also enhance the gloss, so it's best used on cool panels, and as it's activated by water it's best applied straight after your final rinse. I don't think I've got as much water on the car in the time it took to set up, so I'm going to start off with another quick rinse. Applying via a lance is certainly the quickest way you can apply the product, but you can also do it by spray and wipe over the panels if you don't have a pressure washer or a snow foam lance. As you can see, it's almost an invisible film on camera, but it is a very milky liquid that's covered in the car, and it does actually cling well enough even on wet panels. This would be an excellent finishing stage to anyone offering a bronze valet where it's cost effective to use and quick. It leaves the car with a nice gloss and makes drying the car very easy. After rinsing the product off, the water takes a few minutes to almost completely run off the entire vehicle. It's not comparable to the likes of new ceramic foams and sealants. This is just a simple rinse aid, a water-based wax which is rinsed away easily for speed, and the results are very good. You're not going to be overwhelmed with high contact angle beads, as it's designed to be more of a sheeter than bead. But if using once a fortnight, it would certainly be a real time saver, or as I said, if you're using it in the trade for a budget clean and protect. It makes an excellent topper for any existing protection, and on wheels it also helps get rid of water from the alloys and also enhance any diamond cut finish you might have. On glass it provides excellent short term protection too. In my experience, it does take a little bit extra rinsing off, but you'll know when you've rinsed enough by the change in the water behaviour from flooding to quicker sheeting on the panels. After a few minutes, it's surprising just how much water has gone. You could either towel dry from here, use air, or as I'm going to do and have an hour's drive along the motorway. I'll come back tomorrow to condition the tyres. Yes, prep is always key, and removing any dust and debris prior to application will just help the product perform at its best, and I've been using Garage Therapy Tyre Serum on these tyres since my review on it nearly 2 years ago, and I have to admit I don't apply it on every clean, far from it, and I still think the tyre walls do look a lot better for using it. No fancy brushes here, just a standard crescent shaped tyre applicator does the job perfectly for me. A few dots around the tyre and work it in. You can either leave it to cure and it will stay glossy, or once you've gone round all 4 tyres, come back and buff off any residue for a more satin finish, which I prefer. Just remember, if you're not using any posh mats, to roll the car forward after doing all 4 tyres to get that little bit that was on the driveway. And that's the final touch to the detail. I call it detailing as I think I've gone just a little bit more into detail with this clean, and it's been more than just a bucket and sponge with some wash and wax to take it from looking like this to this. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out the links below if you want to try any of the products for yourself. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio, bye.